Welcome to the tutorial for the Exit to Level Editor. Let's start with the main menu of the modding tool. Here you have three options: Level Editor, Workshop Manager or Modding Guide. But for now we only need to click on Level Editor. Now this is the project browser. Here can you see and manage all your maps. For now it is really empty here. Let's fix this by creating a level. To do this, click on the Create New button in the top left corner of the screen. You can now see the new created level. To open the level, left click on it and select Load Level. Now we are in the level editor. The first thing that the editor tells us is that we have no textures for our map. Let's fix that. To go back to the project browser, press the Projects button at the top bar. Now click on the level again and click Show Directory. This will open the directory of the map. Now go inside the folder called Textures. There you can put your textures in. I am taking textures from the story mode in this example. That are all textures that I need for now, but we also need textures for the item counter like the numbers and the frame. Also be sure to not rename the number textures or the one for the frame. Well, back in the editor again, we can see that we have textures now. Let's begin with the basic controls. To move the camera around, hold right click. This will activate the camera controls. Now use W, A, S and D to move around. By moving your mouse you can look around. If you also hold Shift you can boost your movement speed of the camera. Now on how to create stuff on the map. In order to place stuff on the map you first need to enter the draw mode. You can do this by clicking the button that says Draw on the top bar. While in this mode you can position your mouse cursor over the grid and hold left click. This will start the drawing. Now you can move the mouse to draw. After releasing the left mouse button you will create an object. But wait, it has no texture. If you want to assign a texture to an object you need to do that before creating it. Here I am selecting a texture at first, and now I am drawing. As you can see, the object now has a texture. The default object that is selected every time you load the level in the editor is the cube. If you want to change the object you want to create you need to click on the button that says Objects. This will open the object browser where you have a collection of objects that you can choose. Now for the selection tool, there are a few key combinations that make working in the editor a lot easier and more fun. At first you need to hover with your mouse over the object you want to select, then hold left click. Now the object is being held. While being held you can use these key combinations. Control plus mouse wheel to rotate. Shift plus mouse wheel to change the height. Alt plus mouse wheel to change the height scale. And Q or E with the mouse wheel to change the length or width. X plus mouse wheel, or Y plus mouse wheel, to change the texture repeat factor. Note that in order for this to work you need to have this option enabled called Custom Texture Repeat, at least for some objects. Also here are some key combinations for the editor itself. With G, you can enable or disable the grid. If you press the plus key or minus key you can change the size of the grid. If you hold Shift and press either the plus or minus key you can higher or lower the grid. Now we take a short look at layers, cause they are really important and make mapping so much easier. But at first, what is a layer? Each layer holds its collection of objects in it. Also you can only change objects that are on the exact layer that you are currently working on. If you for example select layer 2 and place stuff there you can select blocks in layer 1 or 3. You could also name your layers to sort stuff on maps. You could for example name them walls, ceiling, props, deco, spawn or something. Trust me, the use of layers will make your life so much easier in the editor. Here I build a few walls on layer 1 that I named walls. Now let's change to layer 2 and draw above the other walls. If we now open the layer menu again, we can also enable or disable if the layer should be shown. There is also an feature called Layer View. To activate it, hold Ctrl and the L key while the layer menu is open. The layer view will be active until you change the editor mode. Now for the object settings. If you hover over an object, you can press the middle mouse button. This will open a settings window that contains all the settings that object has. There you can change some stuff. To change a setting, just left click on it, type and press enter to apply. Here are also some key combinations again that can save you some time. At first we have Ctrl+Z, which will undo the last object created, but use it with care, since there is no redo. If you hover over an object, then hold Ctrl and press the left mouse button once, you can select an object. If an object has a yellow outline around it, it means it has been selected. Now you can move your mouse away and hold Ctrl and press V. That will make an exact copy of that object with all its settings already applied. The other key combination makes it possible to apply the current selected texture to all selected objects at once. To do that, just select all objects you want to select, hold Ctrl, and while you do that, left click on each object. Now select a texture if you haven't, then press Ctrl+Shift+T. This should be it. Now the textures should be applied. Now for the search tool. This one is used to search. You can use it to find an object, for example like I do it with the key here. Or you can hover over an object in the list, hold the F key and press left click. This will activate and filter that only shows instances of this specific object. This can be used to find an specific one or to count, for example, the keys or items. Or you can hover over an entry, hold the delete key and left click. This will delete that object. But to delete an object, you could also just normally drag it and press delete. Now I think we should discuss game logic, especially triggers that can be used to trigger stuff. If you want, you can pause the video and read this short explanation. Now I am making a really small map really quick. And done is it. Not the best one, but should be enough for this example. I will now show you how to upload your map. First, go to the main menu and click on Workshop Manager. Now you can click on Create New to create a new map to upload. After that, you can select the new created entry and click on Open Directory. Now go back to your level, select it and click on Open Directory 2. Now you should have both directories open. The first thing you are gonna do is to copy the following files from your map: sounds, textures and the exit map file. After that, you go into the maps folder on the right and create a folder with a map name of your choice, but be sure that the exit map has the same name as the folder the map is in. Now we need to go 2 folders back in order to edit the config file. Here I am changing the 0 to N1 cause the map is made for multiplayer. I am also changing the keys needed here so the game knows how much keys have to been collected. The last and most important entry is the level name, which has to have the same name that your exit map has. After that, you can save the config file. When you have done this, you can copy the config file into the folder where your exit map is. You need both config files, that is very important. To change the workshop thumbnail, just change the preview.jpg file. Well, now you can select the entry again and click on Publish Mod. If you get this message, it means the upload was successful, but note that it can take up to 5 minutes until the map shows up in the workshop. Also, if the upload has failed or not even started, you can press F8 to enable the debugger. If you see any red error message there, it will maybe tell you what is wrong. As you can see, we can load the map. I really hope this tutorial makes it easier to use the editor. If you have any questions, need help, you can join the v2 community Discord that is linked in the description.